Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
A car is being towed away after being overturned on a residential road in Raleigh. Coming up, I'll show you what this looked like just 10 minutes ago.
And it's a quiet start to the day, but the high pressure that brought us such beautiful weather this weekend is moving on out. I'll let you know what changes will come behind it coming up.
A teenager is seriously injured after nearly drowning at And we'll tell you more about a near drowning at an apartment complex pool in Raleigh.
It's one of those things where you think it'll never happen to me or anyone you know, but it does.
People tell us about the efforts to save the boy's life.
And the competitions continue today in Paris. This is a look right now as the 2024 Olympic Summer Games roll on. We'll tell you about the competitions you'll want to keep an eye on today, as it is day 3 of the Olympic Games. Beautiful look at Paris right now this morning as we bring you inside our WRL studio here. A good Monday morning to you. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Love those live looks in Paris since they're 6 hours ahead. It's daylight there, so it's not in the dark. Meteorologist Kat Campbell in the WRS Severe Weather Center. It's still dark here in Raleigh, of course, and you're tracking some showers to our west.
We are, and I think these showers are going to move in later this morning. So there could be some showers around toward the end of the morning commute, but you're in the clear from the rain right now. These are moving through the Triad, Charlotte area. Nothing terribly impactful. There's not that high flood risk today or anything like that. But as we move toward 9-10 a.m., I think these showers are going to be moving in and starting to really fill in across our area. We are up to a 60% chance of rain and storms midday into the early afternoon. Futurecast, let's track the arrival of this rain. We're also going to see clouds move in with it, so a bit of a gray start to your week on this Monday. Maybe grab an extra cup of coffee. By 10 a.m., we've got showers moving through the western part of our area, and I would opt for indoor lunch plans today with some of these scattered showers sticking around even through about sunset this evening. Highs today only in the 80s. That's the plus side of the rain and clouds. I'll let you know when the heat index is back over 100, though, coming up.
Kat, thanks. We're following breaking news. Raleigh police and firefighters responded to the scene of a crash that left a car overturned on its side. This happened in a neighborhood on Kasota Lane. Nick Perlin joins us live from the scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Nick, I understand crews just cleared that scene minutes ago.
Renee, yeah, about a minute ago, the last fire truck here just pulled off, as well as the tow truck that this car was on. But I do want to show you this video from the Breaking News Tracker. This is what it looked like just 10 minutes ago, actually. And you can see that car here on Kasota Lane overturned onto its side. And the main question we're asking is, how did it get like this? This is a residential area, as you can see, with homes in the background. So the speed limit likely isn't very high. So we're still trying to figure out how it ended up like this. And, of course, if anybody was hurt. Of course, the scene is clear now, but we're going to keep pressing for more information, and we'll let you know what we find out. Live in Raleigh, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
And more breaking news this morning. A fire destroyed a building and damaged another one in Moore County. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker just after 1 o'clock this morning. Crews got there on Chestnut Street in Cameron to find the home in flames. They put out the fire in about 30 minutes and then cleaned up power lines that were taken down in the front yard. Firefighters confirmed the building was abandoned, nobody was there, and we are working to learn the cause of that fire.
A man is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries this morning after a shooting in Durham. Police were at the scene on South Roxborough Street until about midnight, 4 hours after it happened. They say someone took the man to the hospital in their personal car. We're working to learn the man's name and whether police have anyone in custody.
We expect to hear closing arguments in the trial of a Holly Springs man accused in a string of pellet gun shootings. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Wake County Justice Center right now. The man on trial, Henderson Atwater, already served some time for the shootings, but was arraigned again on those same charges in January. Laura?
Jeff, good morning. This morning's trial and closing arguments will be the accumulation of a very tumultuous case. We know Henderson Atwater is facing 30 counts and he has maintained his innocence since the very beginning. Now, Atwater spent nearly 3 years behind bars before a judge declared a mistrial last year. Then in January of this year, he was arraigned again on 30 counts, which included the same charges plus additional ones. He's accused of being connected to a string of pellet gun shootings dating back to 2020 and 2021. They targeted moving cars and did not lead to any deaths. The NAACP has called for a federal investigation into the prosecution. WRAL spoke with one of Atwater's attorneys earlier this month, as well as Atwater, who say they want to prove his innocence and put all of this behind him.
There's more evidence showing that he was framed than that he committed any of the offenses.
You know, this is why I'm calling for an investigation. It really be done.
Yeah, so Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman, she says her office has done its due diligence to be fair in this case. Closing arguments will begin at 9:30. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Covering Wake County, it's the end of an era for Swift Creek Elementary School in Raleigh. Demolition on the school building will start this morning to make room for a major renovation. Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Tryon Road in Raleigh. This is all part of a school improvement project for Wake County schools, many of them. Good morning, Kelsey.
Jeff, good morning. If you've driven down Tryon Road recently, you may have noticed all of this fencing up outside of Swift Creek Elementary. And in just a few hours, the building will be demolished. The school will be undergoing major renovations. The newly renovated building will hold the same amount of students, but the square footage will be larger to meet new curriculum standards. Swift Creek Elementary students will attend class on Timber Drive during the renovation. Now, this is all a part of a 7-year school improvement project in Wake County. Nearly a dozen schools will have new buildings before 2026, including Fuquay Arena Middle and Felton Grove High. They will have a crew here when that building is demolished at 10 o'clock. We'll be sure to keep you updated on the renovation project, and the school building should reopen next year. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
A Raleigh teen is in the hospital after nearly drowning at an apartment complex pool. This happened on Driftwood Manor off Western Boulevard in Raleigh just before 5:30 p.m. Sunday. Police say the 15-year-old was swimming with his family when he went under. They don't know how long he was underwater. First responders worked to keep him breathing before taking him to the hospital.
I saw some kids sitting on the steps, upset. So I walked over and asked how they were doing. They just kept saying, I want my brother, I want to see.
We've reached out. The teen was taken to a hospital with serious injuries. We've reached out to the property management company to ask if they had plans to temporarily close the pool. We have not heard back.
Another day of Olympic action is just getting started in Paris. We have a look at some of the big events that are happening today. At 9:30, the U.S. Women's Rugby Sevens plays France. Men's team final in gymnastics gets started at 11:30 this morning. At 2:30 this afternoon, the finals in several swimming events get started. That includes the men's 100-meter backstroke and women's 100-meter breaststroke. You can watch all those events and more live today right here on WRAL, or catch the replay on Prime Time in Paris starting at 8 tonight. Also today, a huge tennis match in the second round of the men's tournament. Rafael Nadal versus Novak Djokovic. That gets started at 6 o'clock. The men's team skateboard final is postponed by rain Saturday. It starts at 11 this morning. And the U.S. women's basketball team opens its Olympics with a game against Japan at 3 p.m. Checking in on the medal count right now as we start a new week of competition. U.S. is on top, total medals, 12 of them. We have 3 golds, 6 silvers, 3 bronze medals. Host country France has 3 golds, 3 silvers, 2 bronzes. Japan has 4 golds, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze.
The second full day of competition on Sunday saw some big moments for U.S. Olympians. Simone Biles got the highest score in the women's gymnastics all-around qualifying. That's despite a left calf injury that had her limping at times. The women's team final will be tomorrow. The U.S. men's basketball team took down Serbia in their Olympic opener. They won it 110-84. The U.S. team features big names, including LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. The team will play South Sudan next on Wednesday. We have a viewing guide on WRAL.com so you can follow your favorite sports and athletes. Find the complete schedule day by day, what's on each channel, and streaming on WRAL.com. Search Olympic schedule.
And Renee, I do have a breaking update in regard to the opening day arson attacks on the WRAL network in France. You may recall we brought this to you on Friday. Good morning, I'm Chris Lovingood. We have learned from French authorities within the past hour that they have not only identified some of the suspects involved with the arson, but they also say that they believe far left extremists were the ones behind the WRAL network sabotage. What you're seeing right now is one of the stations there. So many people crowded in. We're talking thousands of people that were delayed or disrupted. You can see them there with their luggage. Now, investigators are saying that this attack was deliberate, precise, and extremely well targeted, but it's unclear if these reported extremists were doing this on their own means or for their own motives, or if someone were directing them. But we can tell you that after listening from investigators and hearing what they're saying, the WRAL network back up and running.
Election day is now less than 100 days away, and it has been one of the least predictable presidential campaigns in memory. Polls are only beginning to capture the effects of unprecedented developments. This week, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are targeting swing states. Tomorrow, Harris will be in Atlanta. President Biden narrowly beat former President Trump in Georgia in 2020. On Wednesday, Trump will be in Pennsylvania for the first time since the assassination attempt against him earlier this month. He'll have an opportunity to go indoors for a rally in Harrisburg. And crews continue to battle the largest wildfire currently burning in California.
It wears on our community. There is so much trauma.
A man helping to fight the flames talks about losing his home to the fire.
Plus, a new method to diagnosing Alzheimer's and dementia, how it promises better accuracy.
Here's a live look in Lewisburg. Good morning to you this morning. We are getting back to a muggy weather pattern this week, and meteorologist Kat Campbell will tell us when we could see the hottest weather this week.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Good morning. We are saying goodbye to high pressure. It's been our friend over the weekend, leading to sinking air. We've had drier weather, less humid air. But as that moves offshore, we are opening the door for a more humid flow to return, and even this band of showers and cloud cover to move in from the west. It's not here yet. I think our rain chances ramp up late morning through lunchtime today. And keep in mind, we are going to see mostly cloudy skies during the afternoon. But that's going to keep temperatures down. 72 for your dog walk this morning. Go ahead, head out for a nice dog walk. As we head into the evening, there could be some storms around. Temperatures, though, only in the low 80s. So that's the plus side of the clouds and the rain chances today. Enjoy it while you can. We'll be right back into the 90s by the middle of the week.
Kat, thank you. Firefighters in California say they are making progress in containing the Park Fire, but it is still growing. It has now burned more than 360,000 acres and destroyed more than 130 buildings. More than 4,000 firefighters are trying to stop the fire, which is now one of the largest in California history. CAL FIRE says it now has about 12% of the fire contained. That after days of not being able to contain it at all. No deaths have been reported, but many people have lost their homes, including one of the men fighting the fire.
Moved up here because we just love living in the woods. Now in hindsight, second guess that, but I still will. I'll do it again.
The Park Fire is one of nearly 90 active wildfires currently burning in the West.
Venezuelan incumbent President Nicolas Maduro was declared a winner in the country's election overnight. His opponents are disputing the results, though, setting up a high-stakes showdown that'll determine whether the nation transitions away from one-party rule. The votes are managed by the National Electoral Council, a partisan group run by allies of Maduro. The Venezuelan opposition has alleged widespread fraud in the counting of votes and has vowed to challenge the result. Maduro has been Venezuela's president for 11 years, and political analysts say yesterday's election was the first widespread opposition with high voter turnout in the country.
The number of bird flu cases on farms in the U.S. is on the rise. There have been many recent cases in people who work with cattle and poultry. With so many farms here in North Carolina, we asked a local expert about the possibility of an outbreak here. Right now, there are 10 reported cases of bird flu in people in Colorado alone. Millions of domestic birds in Colorado have been killed to stop the spread of the virus. We asked virologist Mark Heiss at the UNC School of Medicine how the virus affects people.
Most of those have been quite mild, and some people have had respiratory symptoms. Other people have just had some, their eyes were affected with conjunctivitis. But in general, it hasn't caused severe disease in humans.
Heiss says while the bird flu is a concern for North Carolina because of the prevalence of the poultry industry, he does not believe the state is at an enhanced risk.
It could be a new stage in the fight against Alzheimer's. A new study reveals a combination of two simple blood tests can catch 90% of early dementia cases. Primary care doctors using standard methods had a 61% accuracy rate. Researchers say the findings could lead to a blood test that can be used in a primary care physician's office like a cholesterol test, but for Alzheimer's. Nearly 7 million people in the U.S. and 32 million people worldwide suffer from Alzheimer's. 4:48 is the time on our Monday morning as we get things started. Let's get to Kat Campbell in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. What's on tap as we start our week? Feels great out there right now.
It feels great. I mean, coming off of a nice weekend, a beautiful start yesterday morning. Things are quiet out there for us. I think we are going to see a lot of clouds as you are waking up. And then check out the dual Doppler 5000 radar. We do have showers to our west. These are going to be moving in later on this morning. So try to get in a dog walk as early as you can. Once we get toward 9, 10 a.m., we've got some scattered showers around, and those should be around through lunchtime. A few rumbles of thunder possible a little later in the day. But here comes the heat. Enjoy the 80s while you can. That's the plus side to all the clouds and the rain chances today. By tomorrow, we're near 90 for the high, the heat index in the upper 90s. And then the second half of the week, it is going to be hot. Highs are in the mid to upper 90s, the heat index in the triple digits. And the muggy meter will be right back in the tropical category after today. And speaking of tropics, things are becoming more active in the Atlantic Ocean. Over the weekend, we were tracking this system for you. It's up to about a 50% chance of development. Right now, it's sitting right in this region. It really hasn't come together in a way that you would be able to see it well on satellite yet. But there is a good chance, and the European is showing that it has the potential to strengthen into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. A weaker storm would move a little farther to the west, which is what the American model was showing yesterday. A stronger storm would ride along the coast, and that is what the European model has been hinting at. Using the European model ensembles, an exclusive product that we have here at WRAL, tropical storm probabilities about 40 to 50% off the East Coast over the weekend and into early next week. So this is one to watch for us. If you look at how far out this system is, it's in this region right here, and that gives us about 8 to 10 days to track this system before any potential U.S. impact. Again, the potential U.S. impact. That's not set in stone yet, and it's still a 50% chance of developing. So we'll watch how this plays out in the coming days. Just want to put that on your radar that the tropics are becoming more active, and that's going to be one to watch for us over the next week. 82 the high today as we get into Wednesday. So when you're really going to notice the difference, we are back in the mid-90s, high humidity, dangerous heat with the potential for some heat advisories. We are going to have opportunities for summertime storms most days out there. And tomorrow there is a level 1 threat in the Sandhills. We'll have more on that in the next half hour.
Kat, thank you. A woman born without legs is making her mark on the world of skateboarding. The world record she now holds.
And people watching the 2024 Olympic Games all over the world include In Space, the tribute to athletes from astronauts at the International Space Station. There is renewed energy at the Olympics now that the COVID-era restrictions of the last 2 games are gone. The biggest change for the athletes is that their loved ones are allowed back. Emily Ikeda has the story.
In Paris, the streets are packed and so are the stands. This Olympics already looks and sounds drastically different from the last one, when athletes competed in eerily quiet venues in Tokyo because of COVID. Coaches stepped in as cheerleaders.
He is going crazy.
While friends and family celebrated thousands of miles away, relishing in victories over emotional video calls.
I love you so much. It was so proud of you.
In 2021, Amy and Mike Parado watched from home as their daughter Jessica won a silver in synchronized diving.
We were sitting on the couch watching at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't remember much about other than being amazingly overwhelmingly emotional that happened.
This was the moment they held her medal for the first time when she brought it to Minnesota.
That's a lot of work.
Pretty amazing, huh? To me, it's like their medal as well. So it's just every single person, especially my family, who have been there with me from the very beginning, that I just attribute that success to them.
We see her as our daughter, you know, playing around, running around as a kid, having fun, flipping off our couch and ruining our living room. To go to the Olympics is just incredible.
Now 30, Jessica will hurdle, pike, and somersault into her third Olympic Games.
Oh, great dive.
And this time, her #1 fans
Headed to Paris. Let's go.
and so many other families will get to watch their favorite athletes go for gold from the stands. Will it be emotional for you?
Oh, it's always emotional. I just want to see them have fun and do their best. And if they get a medal, great.
If this is the end, if this is their last go-around, I don't want to miss 1 second of what she's doing.
And you get to see it in person.
Yes.
Yes.
Emily Ikeda, NBC News.
It's pretty good stuff right there. Jessica will compete in the women's synchronized 10-meter platform event. That's Wednesday. The event starts at 5 a.m.
The Amateur Athletic Union Junior Olympics continues today in Greensboro. Races are happening at North Carolina A&T University. The 3,000-meter run will be first at 8 this morning. Track and field events will happen there throughout the week, with the competition wrapping up on Sunday.
A woman born without legs now holds a big skateboarding record. Guinness Book World Records says Kanya Sesser recently completed the longest handstand on a skateboard. 19.65 seconds. Now, Sesser grew up in Oregon and not only a pro skater, but Paralympic athlete, actress, and model. She says breaking the record was a life-changing moment for her and that it's incredible she can have a positive impact on younger people.
The International Space Station is getting in on the Olympic festivities. A new video from NASA shows the astronauts moving around in zero gravity, holding a fake torch and taking part in exercises modeled after the sports being played in Paris. The Paris Olympics runs through Sunday, August 11th. Breaking news, crews cleared the scene of this crash that left a car overturned in a Raleigh neighborhood about 15 minutes ago. We'll tell you where this happened.
And athletes gearing up for another day of Olympic action. This is a live look in Paris right now, when you can catch NC State's Catherine Burkhoff swim for the gold in the 100-meter breaststroke.